What's up, y'all? Happy Friday. This King Rip. You feel me? Uh, I'm finna address y'all first, and then I'm gonna do me, last. First of all, thank y'all Wonder Women, y'all Wonder Girls for listening to me. You feel me? Like y'all hit the news again. So, just like last time, you know what I mean? With everything, with how y'all did it, y'all hit the news with the protesters and everything. It was nothing but females. That was the protest against gang stalkers. Now y'all doing it with the transients, which we already know. You get what I'm saying? Like, so thank you. Now with the situation with the LAPD that ran into the two brothers when they was going to a emergency, I guess, but 18 million is a lot for an error. But I told y'all, anything to do with a badge, you're messing and looking at millions. You feel me? So when I told y'all about they shouldn't be in y'all kids' phones, they shouldn't be trying to spam call, they shouldn't be trying to do none of that. Y'all can start reporting their videos too. Their videos and everything that y'all lined up from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. It kind of happens when you move from this street and you're traveling, and then you hit another street, and it just happened to be in a different department division and their jurisdiction, and then you hear the same foul play there. Do you get what I'm saying? And then you're lining it up with the same vocals. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, come on, just use your imagination, like Steve Clooney said on Tomorrowland. You feel me? So trip out on this, right? That's on the news now. Y'all know what's happening in the metro. Y'all know Homeland Security involved. Y'all know all that type of stuff. It happens. You get what I'm saying? It happens. It is like I told y'all, the world's dumbest criminals. You feel me? Like I said, the caught on candy camera type of stuff. And then you got the male officers, the only one that's trying to seat and position everybody, like forgetting that loitering and segregation and all this other stuff they've been trying to do is illegal. You feel me? So regardless of the facts, you feel me? Thank y'all. So that's first and foremost. Secondly, I want to talk about my visions. You feel me? Because I had two visions that stuck with me. And these visions, the first one was how these individuals are getting caught up for their predatory past, you know what I mean? For their predatory ways, you feel me? Like their confessions of their crimes, their actions, and just plainly, openly showing and telling people they got diseases they're dying from, and they were trying to pass it to somebody. They're trying to, we're trying to do this to him. We're trying to do, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's exactly what it is. That's premeditated attempted murder. And when you see these officers, these male officers, looking and trying to, put them in this position, that position, future faking, basically gang stalking, future faking. You feel me? Y'all are seeing the problem that was in our country that's leaving. Why we protested against this stuff in the first place. You feel me? Like, so when y'all see that, y'all see the source of the problem. Why they thought that they can pretend that they were informants when in fact you cannot spy or stalk in our country. That's illegal. Like, you're basically treason. You're not legal. You feel me? So this is what is happening to them. You feel me? This is a lot of stuff what is happening to them, and it's a male group, obviously. You feel me? It has nothing to do with females. Using somebody and trying to throw them away at the same time, like that's nothing to do. That's nothing to do with that. And we already knew what that was for anyway. So moving forward, this group and the vision, it was an old couple. Not even a couple, just old, and it was a weird environment. You know what I mean? Nothing like over here, nothing like none of that. The way this setting was like it was somewhere back east. You feel me? Like it was like one of those type of abandoned situations. You feel me? One of like those old, like, you know what I mean? Buildings. You feel me? And they're pretty big. You feel me? So judging by the past of everything back there, and looking at how cold cases are being cracked now, and look at how many officers are being caught up, and how many the people, the officials that's being caught up, and it's all something sexual of something that happened back then. That's what's happening. You feel me? That's what's happening to them. And then the meaning of that vision, it means somebody who thought that they was, they got away, they were elderly, Meaning they've been thinking they got away with it. They've been doing whatever for whatever and hiding behind descriptions of jobs and whatever. You feel me? They got caught up with children. They got caught up with children. They got caught up with a lot. You feel me? So that was that. And a lot of situations that's basically happening with cold cases and everything like that, and how they're intercepting everything. Like, obviously they talk a lot. They talk a lot. So when you're on devices, you're talking, you got to remember the towers is reading the thoughts. And those agents, those females can see exactly what you're looking at by reading the thoughts. You feel me? So these idiots are pretty much done. You feel me? And they know it. So that's why you got some officers acting a certain way. And then you got some people that can't really answer too many questions of anything, you know, like they just beat around and around and around, like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But it's all in those topics, you feel me? Like that predatory type of topics, you feel me? So that's what's happening. It's a lot of lewdness that is leaving, which is, you know, scripture is Ezekiel chapter 23, verse 48 and 49. You feel me? Which is y'all reporting a lot of stuff, y'all, you know, warning each other, giving each other a heads up. And then it's a lot of stuff that's happening against them because it goes into other scriptures as well. You feel me? So moving on from that, because a lot of them is getting caught up with that. And then, you know, moving on from that, I just had another vision of, you know, somebody I knew for a long time. You know, I let her know that I was finna tell the story of the vision and everything like that. She had a prayer, which they already know, you know, I'm God, I'm Jesus. You know, it is what it is. I get a lot of complaints from, you know, council culture about it, but whoop-de-doo, this is a Christian country. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody's really sweating what their complaints are. So she had a sister, a twin sister. You know what I mean? When I was just, you know, leaving the juvenile system, they both were youngins. You know what I mean? Had you know, they both were youngins and stuff like that. And I remember them. I remember their brother, you know what I mean? Even though he's coming back, because obviously I got the keys to Hades, you feel me? So I know how to bring who back and who's not coming back. You get what I'm saying? So he's coming back. So she got her prayers answers too. Because the sister, which I seen, you know what I mean? She appeared, and in this vision, you know, that I was shown, she appeared. It was a dude that was behind the situation, you know what I mean, which obviously led up to her death or whatnot. So it was a dude, Hispanic dude. She's Hispanic. It was a dude. You feel me? This dude, he was, you know, playing around on the phone, trying to act as though he was using her. Like they was like in a relationship almost, kind of. You feel me? Like, so I know it was foul play, whatever it was. You know, this is what I'm seeing. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, she already know I was already doing 15 years for something I didn't do. You feel me? But we'll get to that at the end of this this video. So, trip out on this, the sister come to me, and after all this time, because even though I was a youngin', I was a minor, she was way, you know, underage. But she came to me. Now she was older, because she passed when she was older. She came to me, and she was showing me. So I'm looking at her body head to toe, and I'm looking at her. And she pulled down her towards where her underwear was. And this dude was acting like he was trying to, almost like he was trying to pimp her out. You feel me? So she shows me something. So I look, and right here, I'll show you. Right here, on the specific side of her right side, close by her, like under her abdomen, by like in front of her hip, she had a hole. It was a hole. This hole, you can see through layers of flesh, and in this hole, it went straight to where her intestines was. Now, considering that she had all these it was like a lot of worms that was there, so I knew, okay, this person passed away. This person passed away. She's showing me who was, you know, who is against her. and was involved with what it was. Whether he's alive or dead, you know what I mean? He automatically, he's gonna have death coming regardless. You know what I mean? A lot of those individuals who try to betray themselves to women or children, whatever, they get in a lot of stuff happening to them. So she shows me this. Then the father leads me to see this individual and how he looks. And he was kind of rumpy and dirty. Like he was just like he didn't have no business talking to somebody like that. You get what I'm saying? He didn't have no business even trying to date her. But the way he was like he was kind of somebody that gets high. You feel me? So she was kind of like, you know, used to distract, or he thought he was using her to distract me while he went and he was trying to steal stuff. You feel me? But he was using her as like he was sexually exploiting her. You feel me? So when she showed me that wound, that open wound with all those maggots inside, and I'm looking at her intestines, I'm looking at open flesh, and I'm looking at her like, okay, she don't have no tattoos like her sister. She don't have any tattoos like her sister. She don't look identically like her sister, but she can pass for her sister. You feel me? And I'm like, okay, I know exactly who this is. And right away in my vision, I'm like, okay, yes, I'm finna bring her back to life. I'm finna bring her back to life. You feel me? Like it is what it is. It's a prayer being answered, you know, and that's what it is. You feel me? Like I had visions of a lot of people. You feel me? Like literally, even my mom. You know what I mean? Little sisters, like I had even children that passed a long time ago that's coming back as my own. A lot of y'all family members and a lot of y'all are having visions of people that passed because it's a prayer that's being said by y'all that they're coming back regardless. But that's kind of like my description as well. You feel me? So it just comes with being the light of the world. You're in control of who dies, who's suffering, and who lives and who heals and eternal life, all that stuff, right? So what it is she's getting ready to come back, and it is also a message to her sis to start preparing for this, because it's a lot of money, it's a lot of stuff that's getting ready to happen, and it's a lot of eternal life that's getting ready to happen, and she's finna get a piece of that. The whole shebang, she's finna get a piece of that. You feel me? Her family's finna get it. That's for them. You know what I mean? And it's something particular about them. It was something special about their brother too. That's why when I was a youngin and he was a youngin, we clicked like this. We clicked. You feel me? And it is what it is. You feel me? Like some bonds you just cannot break. And since I don't have no losses, y'all don't have no losses. This is why a lot of people is being seen coming back. You know what I mean? From the dead. You feel me? It is what it is. Some of them are being reborn. However your prayer is happening. You feel me? Like my prayer was specific, you know, as far as with my mom to, you know, she be reborn through the family. Some of them are not being reborn. They're coming back literally exactly how they was, just hella younger. And that's how she's coming back, full grown, but hella younger. You feel me? Like it's just what it is. You know, an adult woman. You feel me? It's happening, and it's gonna keep on happening, and it's the visions that's starting first to let everybody know, like, look, this seed is planted already. Your prayers are being answered. That's why I kept on saying, like, this land is holy. This land is very holy. You feel me? So understand, when y'all can wash your body and not suffer. Those who try to act like zombies, they can't even wash their body because they get a bad reaction, because the land is holy, and if the land is holy, the water is holy. You got to understand that concept. You feel me? So after that vision, I knew already. You feel me? Like I knew, like, okay, yeah, you know, be coming back. You feel me? Like that's good. You feel me? That's good. You know, it's better to be bright and brilliant. A billionaire. You feel me? Like that's why I used to, you know, the termination B, the term, you know what I mean? The term B. You feel me? So beautiful. You feel me? So it is what it is. But the last, which is, you know, me, you know, the first and the, you know what I mean? The first and the last. But I'm gonna let y'all know what happened today on this Happy Friday. Is something y'all already been knowing. Like even the, you know, the one I'm talking about right now, her and everybody else already know. You feel me? Like I was set up as a kid I was framed up, you feel me? And I never took the fall. I told my side of the story, which I didn't have nothing really to do with anything at all, really, like literally, you feel me? But because of a smear campaign, because of, foulness and no evidence and just being railroaded, being young, you feel me? It happened. So today, I was reminded why the judge them already was letting me know, you feel me? I even heard the feds letting it be known, like, multiple times that I'm innocent. I'm innocent. You feel me? Like I'm innocent. Today I took a polygraph and I passed it like that. You feel me? I passed it. And this is my first time, taking a polygraph. I never, took no damn polygraph. I never been in that, situation. I really don't care about it, just to be honest. I mean, it's good for everybody else to already be confirmed. Like, oh yeah, he's not the. I walk out of the place, you feel me? And there ain't no smear campaign. It's just a lot of support from America. You feel me? Like, our country is so mysterious, and a lot of good, blessed ways that the intelligence is so high that, it's humbling to see. It's even humbling to see, people complain to the females in their family only, and oh man, he's shining. We don't want him shining females. We don't want to shine this. We don't want him, that. I just think of Isaiah chapter 9. Those who lived in darkness seen a great light. And it starts letting it be known his name will be, Counselor, Wonderful, Prince of Peace, and all this other stuff. The government will be on his shoulder. He increased the nation's joy. It's describing my birth. A son is born to us. Think of all of the history of prejudice America. And then you see who is at stake with it, and you see their confused mind. And then you think of what happened with me in the city of Sodom. The same thing, right? Men were trying to be over here, over there, over there. And then got struck with confusion, derision, division, blindness, and died. And their folly and their error. You feel me? Like that. Before destructions always comes a lot of stuff, and they're at stages where they cannot function. And you would think that if they did have wisdom, they would have, like, literally, you don't talk about people that you don't know, first of all. Another thing, you don't talk about, individuals that you've been in a relationship with, or your family members, and you rather hear a man from the department, not your job, not your mama, not your wife, not your children. You let that be very clear. You don't give a damn about them. You want to find out what that man is saying, to the point where their delusions is to the extent of they believe that they can pretend that they're not disconnected from our country because of their acts against our country in the first place. And then I tease them to let them know, like, I'm connected to the country. I'm not like you. There's a big difference. You get what I'm saying? Like, we're all connected. They're blackballed already. So when I see a male that's stuck on his phone and he can't travel in peace, and he's just looking like blank because I know he's suffering, he's dying, he knows he's suffering, you got to understand the consequences of treason. You got to understand that. So people that's like that, it's because of their actions. Not that they give a damn what's going on in our country. Not that they can pretend they got COVID. Even if they do have it, they can't pass it to nobody. Not to pretend all this other thing, or we're attracted to him, we want to be around him, and this and this and that, and da. Those are excuses for a narcissistic person to continue on with their behavior. Do you get what I'm saying? And likewise, when they're wrong, they go quiet. When they're wrong, they get that shame, like, damn, this and this and that. But see, in my case, the only people that's going to be laughing or that's just smiling continuously is like, yep, we told y'all, like, it's the females. I get surrounded by females 24/7. You feel me? Like, at this group that, call themselves little gang stalkers or whatever, right? You got to think, They don't know me from nowhere. They never did time with me. They don't know me from nowhere. So to make up some lie on their end and pass it around from the departments on down to, to just nobodies, you feel me? You got to think of something. When females in our country from the government on down been following me around, knowing who I am, keeping it secret on some Wonder Woman tip, you feel me? And following me around, keeping it private for years. Until the last person that they were stalking, they said, oh, we've been looking for him the whole time. Really? Like, I'm going to say it again. Really? Where did the females and the human trafficking and the spread of COVID come from then? If you were looking for me, my black self been here the whole time. You could have found me in the projects. You could have found me anywhere on the street gunning anything down. You could have found me in that street life. You could have found me anywhere, but you waited, hid, openly said they were fake, right? That's what they did. Bent over, doing cartwheels, somersaults, and everything for another male, claiming on their phone back and forth they want somebody to explain to them, looking at somebody else's direction, being delusional because they're quiet as a mother. You get what I'm saying? Like, you gotta see where the where the lies and the delusions just you know what I mean? And then trying to hurt females' feelings and their own family, like, oh, he don't want you. If you're gonna ask anybody to do you a favor, don't turn back and try to condemn them. Don't try to set them up and say he don't want you. Like, you're making an idiot out of yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? And this is the error that is also written in the Bible as well. You got to see that error. That's why y'all not suffering like them. That's why they were only known as a male group. That's why they claim to be clan members, and they were the only ones that's stupid enough to be males showing it. And I openly, came out and just like, look, mixed chocolate right here. And y'all on everything. Y'all seeing them as sellouts. They cannot pretend segregation neither, because that was against white and blacks. That had nothing to do with the female gender. That's a badge, a male group of badges that got female issues. You feel me? Like, come on now. Like, it's the obvious. You feel me? So when I passed that polygraph and I walked right out, because I'm in process to expunge and sue and clear my record. You feel me? So I can fund the second exit so we can get going. I'm also showing y'all how to sue and how to do this because it's legal. If they're going to slip, like I told the court, if they're going to slip, I'm finna do this every time. The court response to me was, you can subpoena anything. It's for free. Phones, people, devices of any kind, cameras, laptop, everything. So imagine everywhere I went, they tried to play loud devices on cybercrime through somebody's Wi-Fi or public transits or walking posts like they've been doing, or, something like that in somebody's business, or they calling in, oh, we're trying to do this, we're trying to do that. And then you see the confusion in them. You see the confusion in them. You feel me? Like, so you just got to understand when something is none of our business, but they wanted to expose it to us. This is why we're getting the money, they're getting the charges, and they're being killed. This is why the news is filming them being beat on. Just like when I went out to Washington, soon as I got out there, the feds immediately, bam, because they knew it's finna go down. They knew. So they got on the TV, on the news, and they showed everybody. At that time, this was 2021, June. I pulled up right there, and they let it be known. So I've seen it all through Seattle, everywhere. They were letting it be known, look, we're at war with human trafficking. So if you got a family member or a friend that acts and talk weird on the phone device or device, call it in so they could get them some help. And then they showed everybody what we were doing as a country. And it was anywhere from, niggas getting shot, knocked out, everything. And then we was taking their phones. You know why? Because it led back to the department and led back to who was sending these idiots. And why they had a sexual, explicit, violent conversation back and forth, trying to act as though they're trying to piss people off when we know exactly what council culture was. And it led back and intertwined with each other. And when they came out there from Skid Row, because that's also documented, they were starting to be killed. You feel me? They were being hunted down. I knew because I was chasing them down from east to west, handling family business and also handling country business. Like JFK said, ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. I serve my country well. And I got a gang of complaints for doing exactly what our military do on a daily basis for us and other countries. And the only ones that was complaining was the perpetrators. Nobody else. And they put they self out there, which is why I reached back out to y'all and y'all started listening more and more. Now y'all in that money position. So I talked about the visions. I talked about the first vision, how they're being caught up for what I just explained. They just thought they got away, whatever delusion that was, you feel me? I talked about the second vision of, resurrection, you know what I mean? And I talked about me passing the polygraph, and I went into blending it in, which why I brought it back to the conclusion of what it is. You feel me? It's the fall. It's the fall of council culture, the confusion in our country, top to bottom, which means 1%. 1%. And that 1% was just 1% of the world. It had nothing to do with 99.9%. Meaning it was a gang of funny looking, scary, pretend we can set you up and get you locked up or kick you out or get you fired or all this other. Like, be honest, I don't wake up in the morning because I do sleep. I don't wake up in the morning after rejuvenating and then I'm all of a suddenly, I just got ill wishes. No. If they're against our country, then by all rights, hell yes, I do. Do you get what I'm saying? But I have the right to do that because I'm that legal. I'm very legal. You feel me? And I got a military family and I got high standards and I believe in our country like I believe in y'all. So everything that I did against council culture, I have no freaking regrets at all. That's not my description. Even when you read the Bible, that is not my description at all. So it's funny when you found your life. You know who you are. They know who they are. We know what the mark of the beast look like. And then we see everybody who's getting away from them, no matter if they had, no matter if they had whatever they had, when they started going against what everybody else was going against and God was going against it. Tell me this. How do they look now? Because I never seen anybody continuously suffer that actually went that route. You feel me? At all. You feel me? So when I tell y'all about the multi-million dollars and all that other stuff, when I tell y'all, we already been filming them, like, obviously, you feel me? Like, y'all know what it is already. You feel me? So y'all have a happy Friday. Y'all have a beautiful self-care weekend. Y'all take care of yourself. You know what I mean? Y'all do the thing, and just know that y'all are loved in high heavenly places, and a lot of y'all prayers are being answered because y'all found God at a time where I can be found. You get what I'm saying? And when I'm shining y'all, read about that light. That causes eternal life on y'all. It causes rejuvenation of the youth. It causes, eternal life. It causes spiritual gifts of a variety. Do you get what I'm saying? It's basically my way of letting y'all know how I create gods and goddesses. That's why I'm called the God of Gods. And why I always tell y'all I'm humbling myself. Meaning I don't have to live like this. But it's scripture that certain things happen and certain events happen. Because after all of this, we're going to the castle. That's going to be rebuilt already. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why Israel is letting it be known that there's getting ready to be world peace. So this bickering back and forth between Arabs and Hebrew, Israeli, that's going to cease anyway. That's going to cease anyway. You know why? Because word already went back. I'm over here. Everything that we're doing over here is happening. It's scripture. And he said it. The prime minister said it. Like, these events is lined up with scripture. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we were right. One of those, type of wisdom, type of nonchalant, proper. But like, yeah, I told you, we were right all along. And then you got our country is like, yeah, you know what I mean? We addressing everything that's evil. Letting it be known like, nah, it's obvious these individuals got the mark of the beast. And They got predatory, diseasable, self-destructing. We're describing it in a variety of ways of self-destructing. Related back to history, why our former president Biden let it be known they're Neanderthal thinkers. So when I was reading, the Constitution, you got to think why the Congress, why they said what they said and how they said it. That dates all the way back in our Constitution when we was letting it be known we don't want to be a part of, Britain or England, right? About the king over there. How he wasn't paying attention to the affairs. He was taking people property. How he was doing everything that they described Trump doing. And trying to block the people's concern and everything. Like, we don't, and this is why everybody in America was sitting back, the ones who were protesting, letting it be known, we don't need a king. Because it was something to do with the Queen of England's family, damn near. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it had something to do with them. And then, the way they was treating people. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's a different, that's just, what, like a century, 2 centuries, a couple centuries ago, right? So when you read the Constitution and you also know about our rights, now think about how these individuals been conducting themselves in the workplace as well. Because the ones that don't got no damn job that said they got a job for, informing, snitching, and, whatever, right? Spying is not a job. So think of women's rights, minority rights, civil rights, human rights, religion rights. Think of all these rights that we already have and how they violated all of them. With some need to pretend they can hide behind intentions of, oh, we got a badge so we can just come out and on and off our sirens without no emergency. And then these males can sit back and just, oh, we can do this because we're informants. Like, no, you're illegal. You get what I'm saying? Like, so this is why a lot of people is getting millions. This is why we're already established as a country, so we know how to address everything and law. We know how to address when we're voting. We know how to address everything. You feel me? And I think if you're old enough to vote, personally, you should vote because your voice counts. You're going to know what's happening and this and that. And y'all females already know. I'm voting for nothing but females. Nothing but females. We already seen what males can do when they get in power and the confusion they bring. And we always see the underdog, for some reason, is always somebody of color or somebody that's a female. You feel me? Like, and no, that's not good. And then when they do get up status, the history of that is they always got to be the fall person. And no, I don't like that. Period. So I vote. And everything that I just told you is not an opinion. Just letting it be known. If we was typing something, I could do an APA, concise it, all that other stuff, because I can use factual data. You know what I mean? That's why I did it the way I did it and said things the way I said it. And when it comes to my visions, you already know I don't really have to, use that type of stuff because it's coming from me anyway. So it's still proper. It's still factual. You feel me? So on that note, I don't want this to be too long. I didn't intend this to be too long. You feel me? But yeah. Just like a lot of people that knew as well, just, quick little story, that, thought they was trying to set me up. And then, I had instructors when I was over here in Los Angeles last time, like, this and this and that, like they're trying to do this and this and that. And, the school scene, officers try to look weird, like they trying to come on campus, like, no, you're not legal to do that. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't no emergency. You're stalking one of their students. You feel me? Like, so that got addressed in a variety of ways, whatever, you feel me? Like, it was good. But the vision part, individuals were, claiming that they were friends or whatever, you feel me? Friends don't set you up with false cases, you feel me, to get you off the street because of, all types of, cold cases and unmarked money, and working with, Rampart scandal. Even putting each other in jail. telling on each other and then turning around and trying to smoke with each other. Like, that's not friends. You know, when I see stuff like that, the only thing that's on my mind is pop them off. You feel me? Like, or just get away from them or have them killed. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe in disloyalty. You feel me? Like, I don't believe in none of that. It's just what it is, you know? And some things is like that when you hear people pour their heart out to you and you already know you're God and they're letting you know just out of the blue, because everybody gets dreams that sleep. And they're letting you know, and they're keeping it 100 and telling you they believe in God. And they notice whenever I came around, certain things didn't happen anymore. And then when I left, everything went kind of chaotic. And then when I came back, it was kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, damn, you know? So my thing is, I'm a hell of a person. Y'all are a hell of a person, an individual. This is a hell of a country. It's erotic, exotic, exciting, adventurous. It's healthy, it's good. You know what I mean? And everything that I'm hearing and seeing on the news, we hate lying. That's not even a part of the new normal. We are very in tune with telling the truth and being honest. Not wasting somebody's time, not trying to mess somebody's life up or violate somebody's rights. We're not into no discrimination. We're into a lot of equality and diversity, inclusion, all the stuff that you can find on any campus. All the stuff that you can read about in our country, let it be known, every man. And this is why I said about them, the situation with ICE too. You got to understand why they hit certain people. Every man, when you read that Constitution, as soon as you hit our soil, and I'm gonna get a little, a little street with it. Every man, my nigga, is equal, regardless of what country you came from, because you migrated here for a reason. So you are equal. All you need to do is go and get your paperwork, get your paper started. Not you have to go through trauma, have a baby from somebody you don't want to have a baby from, and now you're supposed to be legal, and they letting everybody know, like, no, that's not how that works. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you were already legal. They just wanted to be a predator about it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, no, that don't work that way. So know your rights. Teach it to your children. Soon as they're old enough to vote, register to vote. That's simple. That's easy. You feel me? Like, and it makes a difference. When people don't want to vote, but they got something to say, I'm like, oh, that's static. That's small talk. That's a bag of hot air right there. That's a bag of hot air. You know why? Because they're not putting their actual motive, of, oh, I believe this, I think this, and they're not making big, big girl, big boy decisions. They're not making adult decisions. They're not making mature decisions because their mind is on, I don't know, maybe, the male group of gossip girls. Do you get what I'm saying? Which literally don't exist, but just making fun of, gang stalkers and, and gaslighting and how stupid that was. But yes, you got to understand it. You got to understand your vote counts. You got to understand your opinion is not really considered an opinion because it's your right. So it's take note, it's added up, and it's facts. That if your vote, and a lot of people that came with the same vote, now somebody is in office. Now somebody is a judge. Now somebody is in, you get what I'm saying? They got their position and it's contributing to the country to make it better. Not just like, oh man, you know what I'm going to do. I'm just finna talk about it, but I'm not finna actually walk the walk. That's no different from a smear campaign. That's no different from having, some opinion about another individual that you don't even know, but you have an opinion about it and you got the opportunity to prove your facts on what you believe. Add those facts up with the other facts, and if that's factual, then they're going to take those numbers, which is facts, and they're going to sit back and put that person into office. Of whatever office, whatever position that it may be. If you're not united, I'll use words, terminology that a lot of y'all may understand and that y'all seeing right now too. Those who do not gather with us, they scatter abroad. They scatter abroad. And if they are not, against us, they're for us. Those who are against us, have y'all noticed they're scattered? food for thought. But y'all have, a good thing. And that was a joy for me to literally tell y'all those two visions. I had, especially those two visions. You feel me? Like everything else was just, like it is what it is, but it's good. It's facts. It's good. You know what I mean? But just giving y'all a little something of what I observed. And if y'all back east, you feel me? Like y'all notice a lot of dudes, whether they were council culture or not, if they had any female issues of, women or children or anything like that, I guarantee you, I'm against them. And if I'm against them, y'all are noticing a lot of people folding. They're folding. Do you get what I'm saying? And then all the real, we're speaking against it. We're speaking against disloyalty in all types of ways. You know what I mean? From book knowledge, street knowledge, spiritual knowledge, common sense, reason, personal, not all types of stuff that we can identify with. And I respect that. I respect every real individual story. I respect that. You get what I'm saying? But you gotta, you just gotta understand when you're dealing with the creator, when something is transpiring, there's a shift in a lot of things that shifted already, and you see the fall. Identically to last fall season. And this one is not a good one for them. But it's a good one for us. And much love to those parents that's literally, y'all teach your kids to know what no means no mean. And if something is illegal, to film it. To not let your right hand know what your left hand is doing and sue. Get that paper. You feel me? Because it's also correcting somebody else's error. And it's bettering that business. And then also it's putting money in somebody's pocket that deserve it. It's not scamming anybody. We make our own money. You get what I'm saying? They're here, so where's that money gonna go right back into? Our country. Do you get what I'm saying? So just understand the message is a very clear one. It's a very positive one. It's a very advocative one. It's a very, very unitive one. Do you get what I'm saying? So, enjoy being connected. You feel me? Like it's for a reason. It's for a reason. I love y'all, and y'all have a blessed, day, a happy Friday. And, just realize that when somebody didn't want y'all, you had things like me that cannot die or age to come out, and when we moved in silence. When we moved, we did what we did in silence. You get what I'm saying? Just like military's doing. Just like, the officers are doing against their own right now, cleaning up, because it's a lot of confessions. But that invites y'all to Isaiah chapter 3, verse 9. Tell me what y'all think of that. Tell me at verse 10 what y'all think of how I talk with y'all. And then verse 11, how I talk about them. And then y'all understand Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 11. And y'all understand Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 1 and verse 2 had to happen before we get to verse 3. And y'all think on that, and y'all tell me, is the Bible real or not? When y'all see those who got the mark of the beast complaining, like in Jude, they're described, and Romans chapter 1, verse 17 through 32 is described. And y'all tell me, is it real or not? Do y'all love us or not? Are y'all for Jesus? Are y'all for, yourselves? Are y'all for life? Are y'all for love? You feel me? Or are y'all just for misery and confusion? Like this male group, how they explains, which I already know y'all answer. You feel me? Like I see y'all custom out. I see when y'all humbling yourself and everything like that. It pays off. Trust me, it paying off.